Hello, guys. Is the one and only African superstar back at it again? Live stream in the building. Shout outs to the African superstar family. Hey, guys, I see the subs going up, and I want to say welcome to all the new subscribers that have joined this month. Yes, I am Jeannie Fo. I'm the one and only African superstar. I've been a bit scarce because my channel was demonetized for a little over 6 months. But we back at it again. I'm so happy and delighted. Yes, yes, yes. When you come in the chat room, please make sure you like the stream, greet me in the chat room, and also you can support the content. Yes, via super chat. Zelle, Cash App, PayPal details are scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Also, shameless plug. I want to let you guys know that I have an upcoming tour in Ghana, October 21st to the 27th. I would love to see some of you there. You can get the full booking and itinerary available at www.tayeahuru.com. I also have an ongoing dance challenge for my latest track called Sunday Born. You can participate. The details are on my Instagram and my TikTok, and also on the community tab, I believe. So if you are interested in the dance challenge that has $150 cash prize, please make sure you submit your entry today. Buffalo Soldiers, I see you in there. Thank you for being the first one in the building today. Today's topic is Thou Shalt Not Ignore Any Red Flags 2024. Now, I recently heard this story, quite disturbing story. Oh, let me put the windows down. It's hot in my car. I be in the car 24/7, guys, when I'm in the town. And basically I see a pattern a lot of times with people that ultimately become victims. Victims of crime, victims of scams, victims of romance schemes, victims of pyramid schemes, victims of murder. And that is not taking the red flag seriously, because I'm going to say, 8 out of 10 times, the red flags are there for you. The red flags are there. The questionable actions are there. The statements are there. The proof, the paper trail, it's there. And above that, you will get the gut feeling. Okay. The gut feeling, in my case, my gut feeling has never been wrong. Okay. There's never been a time that my gut feeling told me this and told me that, and it was incorrect. There have been times that my gut feeling told me something, but I didn't obey it and I didn't listen to it. But there's literally never been a time when my gut feeling misled me down the wrong path. In this year, 2024, every red flag got to be recognized. Now, does she have an extra, 20 pounds around her waist, or her teeth not necessarily the brightest shade of white, you know, is he a little messy in his apartment, leaves his socks everywhere? Okay. These are things that are minor inconveniences about people. And the reality is, when you involve yourself with people, whether it's romantic or business or friendship level, you're going to deal with nuances. That's the cost of socializing with people. That's the cost of having friendship relationships, whatever. Okay. But you need discernment to know what is a red flag. Okay. We have a few of you in here. Give me an example of something that would be concerning. Okay. From another person that you've just met, of this, that. I'll start with one. This is something that I see quite often that is a serious problem. Control. Okay, this person starts trying to isolate you from your friends and family. This person wants you to move, out of the state or move to the side of town where nobody is. They tell you they don't like your friends. They feel like your friends are influencing you to do this and that. They're always accusing you of cheating. They want to call you constantly, know where you are. That is a red flag. Okay. In the beginning, a lot of women will misconstrue this as care. Oh, he gets a little jealous sometimes, and they kind of like it. They kind of think, ooh, he's a dominant man. He's into me. He cares. This is a red flag. Okay, this is a red flag. Another red flag is, let me see here. This is another red flag that people get confused. Now me, I like, for instance, I like clingy guys. I like affectionate guys. I like guys that are not afraid to, share and play and all of that. That's healthy. Neediness is not. When he starts saying things like, I can't live without you. If I can't have you, nobody can have you. I'm going to commit, suicide if we are not together. That's a level that is not healthy. Okay. It's playing back into control. It's emotional distress what this person is doing to you. And I just want to say, because like I said, since I've been here in the US, I've heard of countless murders that have happened, within the course of this year. Women that are trying to see the best in some of these scragamuffins. Okay. And they're giving them opportunities. I literally just watched a program right before I made this video. And that's what I said, I need to make this video. There's a Chinese girl who came to the UK. And she was rich, and she ended up getting with this white English man who had a lot of issues, came from a broken family, didn't have a job, didn't have money. She was doing everything for the guy. She bought him a car. She paid their rent. She took him on trips. She bought him clothes. Guess how he ended up repaying her? He ended up beating her to death. And people around her, her friends, her brother, and others that were seeing the situation advised her, tried to tell her to get out, told her to break up with him. After all, he was giving nothing. Imagine the audacity of a person of whom you taken care of, bought a car, paying the rent. They're living off of you essentially, and they still have the audacity to beat and kill you. That's why when red flags come up, guys, it's really best for you to see it, identify it, and remove yourself from the situation. Because no amount of TLC, is going to change these people. Okay? A lot of times, by the time these people become offenders and actually reach the heightened level, do the unthinkable, they've already demonstrated a pattern. By the time they get to that level, you're not the first person that they've ever interacted with or tried it on. If you are someone who is doing online dating, for instance, you really need to examine these people. As time goes on, I'm starting to feel that the online, dating place, it's really, it's like a smorgasbord for these scammers. They get on there, they know what you want to hear, they know what you want to, how they should look, and they know how to wine and dine you. And a lot of times when people get on these dating apps or they meet people in Messenger or chat or TikTok, they just start divulging all this unnecessary information. They start divulging all this unnecessary information. And it's like, you don't even know these people. You don't need to be giving them all your details. I remember one day when I was in the UK, when I was at work, there was this person who was talking to me on my shift, and they were asking me, all these questions. They were just so curious. Oh, well, you're here from America. Well, how can you work here in the UK? Well, who do you know here? And are you alone? Do you have family? And I was thinking to myself, like, again, red flag. In my case, I don't trust people a lot. And I'm always trying to, analyze situations, analyze verbal and nonverbal behavior and body language and all that stuff. So I was looking at this person and thinking, this is not information that you need, because you just met me and I'm not even trying to, fraternize with you, but you're asking me all these personal questions. Red flag. If you guys can think of some other red flags to add to my two, I listed control and I listed neediness. Shout outs to African Ocean Homestead. I see you in the building. Yeah, so thou shalt not. Thou shalt not. And guess what? When people show you their true colors, okay? I talked about this in my last live stream about all relationships are temporary. Okay, if you haven't seen that video, make sure you go check it out. All relationships are temporary. When people show you their true colors, that behooves you to understand their true colors and not try to read into it and give them extra chances. Does anybody in the room know that Bible fable about Samson? If anybody knows about Samson and Delilah, let me see a number one. Big shout out to the African Superstar family. What's up, guys? Does anybody know the story of Samson and Delilah? Does anybody know the story of Samson and Delilah? Big shout outs. Okay, Pam OT the Traveler knows. That's the only one. Me and her know the story. This is another, this is a parable about red flags, basically, because Samson had a big secret. Okay, Samson had a big secret. Big shout outs. Isata, what's up, boo? It's been forever I seen you. I hope you're good. Yes, he was stupid. You guys know the story, but I'll recap. So basically, Samson had a secret. He was very powerful, and he had a source of his power, okay, which was his very long and luxurious hair. Well, he was kicking it with this girl named Delilah, okay? And Delilah kept saying to him, you need to tell me your source of your power. I'm your girlfriend and I love you. You should tell me, all right? So there's many morals to this story, okay? There's so many morals of this story, but we're talking about red flags today in this live stream. So Delilah is constantly, trying to get him to confess this secret, all right? Samson throws out some erroneous stuff, okay? He tells her, this is the source of my power, okay? She proceeds to go on and do, just do this and that, okay? Twice he gives her false sources of power. Twice she tries to exploit it. Okay. The third time comes around and she's begging him. She's like, why won't you tell me the truth? Don't you love me? I'm your girl. Now, logically, somebody would say, I told you two fake, situations, and you basically tried to eliminate my power source because whatever I told you, you tried to use it against me. Right? Okay. In addition to not ignoring red flags, it's a testament of stop telling everybody your business. Stop telling everybody your business. You have people that are close to you that want to know all of your details so that they can put roadblocks in there. All right? So that they can prevent you from reaching. It's happened several times in Africa, different African nations that I have heard, where there are people that are preparing to get married, preparing to start businesses, preparing to move abroad, and somehow they get poisoned by those close to them. Okay. This comes from divulging too much information. Okay. Telling everybody, first of all, let me just, another pro tip. I know I'm getting on tangents, but I'm going to get to my point. I'm going to land there. Another red flag is someone who is too inquisitive and someone that is too curious about all of your movements. You should be mindful of these kind of people. They want all the details about your man, your woman, your job, your finances, your kids, your bank details. They want to know what you eat in the morning, what time you do number 2 on the toilet, what's your favorite TV show. It's too much. If you're anything like me, you don't ask a lot of questions. Okay. First of all, I don't want people asking me a lot of questions. So it's the mutual, do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Number 2, I don't need all your information. And number 3, I'm not going to give you my information. But when people are too inquisitive, they want to know all your stuff. That is a red flag. So nonetheless, Delilah was showing Samson red flags. He thought it was funny. He thought it was cute. So in the third go around, he tells her the truth. The source of my power is my hair. In the night, I believe he fell asleep or whatever. Delilah cut his hair. And then she had, I think, the enemy army come and try to jump him. And when he got out of bed to fight, he couldn't fight. He lost all his power because she cut his hair. Moral of the story, the 2 top morals. Stop divulging all your information, number 1. Number 2, red flags. Pay attention to them. In this 2024, you ignoring red flags, whatever that means, it literally can cost you your life, because your enemies are not playing with you. Okay? Your enemies, due to the climate of this generation, okay? Their envy, jealousy, hatred, it's on another level. Okay? They can possibly, it's not far-fetched that they can actually enact on these feelings of resentment and hatred towards you. All the more reason when you start feeling the vibes from these people that, I don't really think they rock with me like that. They saying little sneak disses. Okay. You are excited about this and that, and they're always trying to bring you down. Red flags. Special occasions where you really needed them to be there, that you were there for them. Your wedding, your baby shower, your book signing, your goodbye party before you moved to Africa. You were there for all their events and all their milestones. But now it's your turn and they're not there. It's a red flag. Now, obviously, people have schedule conflicts and this and that. But when you really care about people, you will go above and beyond to be there when they need them. How often do you get married? If you're fortunate, you get married one time with one wedding. Okay. How many times do you give birth to that child? Only one time. How many times do you graduate? How many times do you move to Africa? Okay. These are events that people that love you will not miss because they understand how important they are. These are the red flags. There's so many red flags. There's so many red flags. And I would really say if you struggle to understand what is a red flag, you need to get discernment. Okay. You need to understand how to look and analyze the situations. I mean, I don't want to get you hooked on true crime or anything like that, but true crime for me is an insight into people's behaviors. It's a reminder not to joke with threats. It is a poignant reminder not to ignore red flags, because when you do, when the axe comes down on you, you're going to regret that you didn't sack this person back in the beginning. Somebody's car got the audacity in the middle of my live stream. So, as let me see if I can roll this window up. Oh my God. So annoying. See, that's live for you. That's the live streams. All the stuff that goes on with live streaming. I decided to do this live stream today because I keep seeing these situations that are like avoidable. And it's like people, for some reason, they don't want to acknowledge these red flags. It's dangerous not to, guys. And in other cases, I really believe that the ancestors will try to communicate with you and warn you. If you have a good relationship with your ancestors, they will be trying to communicate with you danger. They will be dropping hints, and people will say things, or you'll see things, and these are communications to let you know that, ooh, I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to avoid this person. Like, I'll tell you what happened. So you guys know, when I first came to Ghana, I was using the Tinder app. Okay. I met some people from the Tinder app. I met Mr. Fifi from the Tinder app. I chatted with a lot of people. One day I tried to go into the Tinder app, and all of a sudden the app would not be responding. I would try to swipe on pictures. It wouldn't work. I took the app off the phone. I deleted my account and tried to start a new account and everything. The app would not work. Okay. I have more than one phone number. Tried it on a different phone. Still, it wouldn't work. After that, I started, seeing these true crime episodes that ironically all had to do with people that met online. And it dawned on me that, you know what? The malfunctioning of that app is to prevent me from continuing online dating, because at this point it's so dangerous. It's so dangerous, and you really don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know anything about them. There's been episodes of the true crime where people have been like, repeat offenders. They've assaulted people, they've raped people, and they're online, basically looking for another victim, because that's why we learned the true crime story. They ultimately went on to kill people, And so the reality is, like, guys, red flags. I know how we're brought up. Okay. If you were brought up anything like me, you're supposed to just be, a good citizen. You're supposed to give people the benefit of the doubt. To whom much is given, much is required. The golden rule, not judging a book by its cover. I want you at this stage of the game to throw all that stuff out of your head. Start judging a book by its cover. Okay. Start looking at not the potential of men and women, but what they're actually doing in their lives. Okay. Start identifying those red flags. Okay. Stop giving them the benefit of the doubt. If you're meeting someone who is over 25 years old and they are continually messing up in their life, it's over. Okay. No amount of home cooking, no amount of good sex or gifts or quality time. This is not like an animal from the animal shelter that you can rehome and you can, turn this situation around. No. Okay. You're meeting somebody 30s, 40s, 50s. They have crazy behavior. They're controlling. They're abusive. They're verbally abusive. It's a wrap for that person. Let them move on from you. They're constantly accusing you of stuff. You guys make up to break up all the time. Listen, guys, that stuff is whack. That is not adult behavior. That's not how it's supposed to go. I know some people come from toxic environments and maybe they've never seen what a healthy relationship looks like. But let me tell you, toxic relationships that are contentious, you feel like you're constantly arguing with this man. You feel like, this woman is drama. She's violent. She's, cruel, whatever. Look, Okay, once you identify those things, take it as it is. You are not going to transform that person as a project. You are not. And a lot of times when you try to uplift people, I'm sorry, I know what society tells us, but a lot of times when you try to uplift people thinking, oh, I can just help her, I can just help him. Sometimes you do it with your family. I'm just going to help them do this. I'm just going to help them do that. They end up pulling you on their level before you elevate them to yours. You end up paying the cost more. You end up suffering. You end up missing out because of why? Because you reach back to try to help this person. No. Okay. Face value is what you need to deal with. Okay. They're 30, 40, 50. They don't got their stuff together. It's a wrap. Now, if you don't care, because there is this age-old saying. It's one of my favorites. It ain't tricking if you got it. If you want to be the sugar mommy, the sugar daddy, you know what you're getting into. Go on. But if you get into a situation thinking, oh, he's going to change. They just need a little love. They just, nobody's ever poured into them. They need a stable home. They need immigration. They just need a car. Listen, okay, you're going to find out. You're going to F around and find out that, hey, you are expendable to them. They're looking for their come up, and they're not going to reciprocate your investment. And in some cases, it can cost you greatly. All that domestic violence, that leads into low self-esteem. Okay? Because you start questioning yourself. You start feeling inadequate. You start feeling like you're failing. You start wondering, why can't I please this man, this woman? And it starts to chip away at your self-confidence. Ignoring red flags is going to cost you more than it's going to cost them. And guess what? Guess what else I want to say? They don't have no remorse. Hello? Y'all know my song, Long Liar 2022? Why did you lie with no remorse in your eyes? That's my lyrics. Because when they do what they do, they don't feel sorry about it. Even when somebody takes another person's lives. How many of you guys have seen those, court shows, whatever, when it's time for that person, to hear the victim impact statements or make a statement? They don't apologize to the family. They don't take any accountability. They don't care. Their eyes are blank. Have you seen that before? Let me see your number 2. These people don't care. They don't care. They wreck your life. They cost you money. They don't care. They don't care. And all I want to do, because I don't want the responsibility of not having these conversations with my audience, because I realize that it's a conversation a lot of people are scared to have. A lot of people don't want to tell y'all what to do. They don't want to advise you, on certain things. And they want you to live in this la la land, in this fantasy world. Okay? The reality is, it's a very dangerous world out here. You've got to protect yourself at every corner. Nobody else is going to protect you more than you. Okay? You got to always have your interest. Now, a lot of times, provision will be made. The ancestors will have you covered. In certain situations, you will be accommodated, and things like that. But you got to have your own back, like Master P says. Master P said, I got my own back. Okay? Have your own back. Be doing your own due diligence. Do not put yourself in precarious situations. Okay? It's very, very important to see red flags, identify red flags. Estrange yourself from people that are demonstrating crazy behaviors. Yes. This could save your life or could cost your life. One or the other. Buffalo Soldier says, so true about some dating apps. A friend of mine tried to convince his friend to call the police on a person ahead of meeting on a date. He was nice, then assaulted her. Wow. My friend told her he likely did this. Yeah. I mean, and it's getting to the point, like, let's be real, okay? Let's be real. Let's be 100% real. He or she looks like all that. Very attractive, very athletic. You know, they tell you they've got a business. They tell you, they appear, because see, these dangerous people know a lot of times that image is everything. What does Sprite say? Thirst is nothing. Image is everything. Okay. People that put an excessive amount of energy into their appearance, their car, their accolades, their clothes, people that can't function without those things, that is usually their facade. Okay, that's why it's so important to them. So when you meet these people and they're very braggadocious, oh yeah, I went to such and such a school. I have my master's. I have my PhD. I drive a big car. They talk about this. I live on this side of town. I can't live in the ghetto. I got the penthouse. I got the condo. Red flag. Okay. All that bragging, all that's doing is setting you up, because these people, a lot of times, these folks on the dating apps, they've been there for time. You can go off the app. Like, let's say you meet somebody, you're dating, whatever, you move cities, whatever. When you come back 2-3 years later, that same person that you saw is still there. And you're thinking to yourself, now this, he or she got it going on. Why can't, why is it not working out? Well, sometimes because they're not as they seem. And what that means is, over time, they perfect their craft. Okay. They learn how to cover their tracks more. They learn what to say, what to wear, what to put on their profile to attract certain people. It becomes like a case study. Online, I don't even know if it's really that safe anymore to be dating people, because it seems to be, it seems to be the haven for these weird people, these violent people, these perverted people, these liars, these scammers. I was talking to one of my girlfriends the other day, and she was telling me that she stopped online dating because she felt that the whole website was just scammers. She said they would come and message her and start doing the same exact things. They would start love bombing. They would start telling her sad stories about they need this, that. They would have, weird kind of pictures. It's not uncommon that people will use these pictures of like influencers and all this stuff. And behind the scenes, you're really chatting with someone in Thailand or in Ghana or Nigeria or wherever, or in America. And it's a catfish. There's a whole series dedicated to this stuff. That's how frequent it's happening. That's why red flags, guys, I can't beat a dead horse, but you need to pay attention to red flags and don't give them a try. Listen, you just met he or she. I'm sorry. If they're not on their best behavior, date 1, date 2, you're trying to give them chances, it's a red flag. If he or she was smart, they would wait a while before they start dropping their nuts, as we say. They would give you the honeymoon period. They would wine and dine you and get you wrapped in. Date 1, date 2, he or she's wowing. Hello, it's a red flag. That means they can't even contain themselves. They're already showing you a little sliver of what it's going to be. By the time you get to the 3rd date, that might be your last date. Then, they start deteriorating to the point where the relationship is just no more fun at all. You know, this story I just told you about, this Chinese girl, the story went, they met online and he moved in after 2 weeks of knowing. Red flag. Let me tell you something, guys. I know I shouldn't have to break all this down, but maybe it could help someone. Let me tell you something. If you meet someone, a grown-ass adult, all right, and within 2 weeks of you meeting them, they're trying to move into your crib, it's a red flag. Where were you living before you met me? Why do you feel comfortable enough to move into my house? I'm a complete stranger. I know we're crushing on each other, and I know we got vibes. And maybe after a couple weeks, maybe you guys have already gone to the sack, and it's great. But is that not a red flag? That also applies in Africa. Hello, Western ladies that are coming to the continent, abandoning all reason and common sense. You meet Mr. Macho Man at the gym, the beach, your tour guide, security guard, Bolt driver, Uber driver. He starts telling you you're the most beautiful girl he's ever seen. He's got 6 packs, looks like a god. You know, you're just like, oh my God. 2 weeks later, he's trying to move into your place. It's a red flag. A real adult that is independent cannot move into your crib in 2 weeks, fam. They got mortgage. They got lease. They don't know you all like that. It's moving too fast. That is a red flag. Okay. It says it's giving, I'm homeless. It's giving, I'm homeless. And I mean, some of you guys I know on the channel have expressed that you have gone through periods of homelessness and stuff like that. I'm proud that you've been able to get through those things. But a homeless adult romantic prospect is really probably not what you want. That speaks that there are other prevailing problems, you know, that mean, you know, that this is same. So yeah. So anyway, guys, you guys are a little quiet in the chat today. I hope that this message was meaningful, as always. I don't want any casualties on my channel. I don't want anybody who's interacted with me to find themselves in these situations. Or if they do, I want them to know what to do about it, you know, to avoid the worst case scenario. Okay. And that is to get out. If the situation is getting extremely dangerous and violent, then I also will encourage you to evacuate that situation and do not, I repeat, do not communicate to that person where you're going, that you're leaving. I'm going to divorce you. I'm going to take the kids. I'm leaving you. No, it's a critical mistake. Do not do that. Okay, wait for your window of opportunity and get the hell out. If you're really gangster, leave the country. Okay, leave the state. Okay, because that's how serious a lot of this stalking is getting. Okay, that's how serious people, they're killing people left and right here in America. I mean, these people in relationships, a lot of the killing is male on female. You know, when the female decides she's no longer going to deal with this man, she wants to move on, she wants to divorce him, she wants to see other people, they're like, nah, I'm not having it. And a lot of times the women will communicate to the man, oh, I'm leaving you tomorrow, I'm packing up my stuff, I'm taking the kids. No, doing that gives them a motive, gives them a time frame, gives them, you know, anger or whatever, you know, it makes the situation very imperative for them. You need to make them think that it's all good and nothing's going to change, and then up and out. That's the best thing you can do if you really get into those situations. You know, going back, you know, oh, I just want to see him, I just want to reconcile. Famous last words of so many women. Famous last words. Other famous last words. Oh, I didn't, he could never do that. She could never do that. They would never hurt me. Famous last words. Oh, they're just playing. It's not really serious. Famous last words. A wise person sees the danger ahead and avoids it. A wise person learns from various scenarios, outcomes that's happened to other people, and does not put themselves in the same situations to experience it. Okay? If there's a vicious dog foaming at the mouth, who's near the fence looking like it wants to bite you, do you really want to go up to that dog and see if it's going to bite you, or if it's just if it's a mean looking dog, or what? Do you want to take that risk, or do you just want to avoid the situation altogether, avoid any kind of crazy outcome? There, of course, is a probability that he or she can turn it around. Okay, I hear you. The probability is low, slim, and like I said, if you're meeting an adult, and this person is displaying a myriad of problems, unstable behavior, controlling behavior, it's better for you just to not get in. And I do know that some people get in it because they see themselves in these people. Sometimes they get in these relationships because of their own low self-esteem, or they think they can't do better. They think, okay, well, this guy likes me, this girl likes me, so I should just entertain this option. No. You've got to take these type of situations very, very seriously in this 2024. So, big shout out. I appreciate the 2-3 of y'all that was in the chat room, because it shows we have a lot more here today. Don't forget, guys, shameless plug, the platform is now remonetized. Yes. So you can show your tangible support for this platform and the messages therein. Okay. Also, my latest song, Sunday Born, out streaming now. You can purchase it on bandcamp.com. You can purchase my entire discography there. And I have a new project coming out soon in June, so you're not going to want to miss it. So you need to get on the waiting list for that on bandcamp.com. We have the upcoming tour in October, and we have the dance challenge with 150 cash prize. So that's what we currently have going on the channel. So much love to you guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you see the playback, please make sure you leave your comments about this topic in the box below. Until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.